you guys who are missing 3-footers, 2-footers, 4-footers, get that tee in your mouth, point at the ball. The minute you hear contact and that ball's gone, you got permission to move that tee. Awesome drill. This is a good one for you. I brought out 2 fresh tees. Okay, here's the 2 new ones. We'll get rid of the old one. Okay, you take a new one because it's going in your mouth. Ready?
Okay.
All right, I used to do this with Bo Hostler all the time when he was the top amateur in the world and won the Haskins Award. He would do this with chipping and with putting. We'd put the tee in the mouth. If this is the top of your pendulum, if the top of the pendulum moves before the putter arrives at the ball, well, the bottom is going to be affected.
100%.
100%, right? So a great tip for golfers here. Put this in your mouth. Kevin, I want you to focus on the tee and listen to the sound of the putt. I will not move this until the ball's gone. The whole point is the top of the pendulum doesn't move until the point of contact. Ready? Here we go. Okay, that's a great, great, great drill. So one drill I wanted to add to the equation for our viewers and for Chase. I want to have tee in the mouth, pointed at ball. And by the way, guys, it helps for chipping. Think about those out there who back up and want to help their chip up. Right here. It's a great, great, great way to stay anchored right there. And hey, for you cigarette smokers who are trying to wean off your habits out there, guys, this is a great way to do it also. Wean off your bad habits, create some good ones, right?
Yeah, that was sick.
Love that stroke.
Gotcha.
Now, one tip I have for the player who has to look and can't keep their head still long is watch me. I'll hit a putt like this. Watch my eyes. Notice how I didn't move my head, but I looked out of the peripheral vision of my eyes. My eyes went this way, not my head looking. So that's what I've learned through this drill, though. And here's the funny thing. I've used this so much that my nose became that tee after the tee was gone.
Yeah, because you can look down and see it.
Yeah, I got a little clunker here. Thanks, Grandpa. But so the whole point is I see it. I see it, and when I'm putting, that putter passes my nose, I'm free to go, and that's nice for people who feel like I just can't keep my head still for that long. You don't need to, just until the point of contact and a little beyond. I mean, the rhythm and the connection maintained, I would say, is the next thing. We didn't talk about rhythm today because it got so much better for you. Mm-hmm. We like to get the 72, 73 beats per minute, that average on the PGA Tour. Okay. I have the Metro Timer app right here. What do? It's a free app on the iPhone for everybody, Metro Timer. And look at this. It's already plugged in at 72 beats a minute. And I'm just going back on one, arriving at another. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's the pace that I'm maintaining for my stroke right there. But here's the thing. You talked about people who look at that, the putter too, okay? Won't have to happen if we have the right setup or have the right connection. Put the tee in your mouth, and now you see that you're maintaining a very quiet upper body, which then keeps everything quiet at the bottom. And we're gonna putt from the center of our body, keep the top of that fulcrum still, and you just do that over and over and over. You're physically connecting your elbows to your body here. Mm-hmm. When the elbows are drifting off the body, that's a variable of loose arms that can really take the path and move it in a lot of directions in putting. Mm-hmm. So, part of keeping it on your core, and I love, remember, everybody knows the old Tiger drill, right? Where he would show up to the major, right? And he'd have that one hand like this, just hitting it with his right hand. And I know his reason for hitting it with one-handed was different than some people's, He was feeling the release of the putter head. I'm not necessarily feeling the release of the putter head. I'm feeling connection of my right elbow being to my body. When I get my trail elbow connected to the right spot on my body, not just the belly button, not the seam on the shirt, but the midpoint right between. Now, this is important. You get the elbow on the side of the body. Well, now your hands have to become overactive.
And you'd have to really...
Yeah, you have to really tilt over in an awkward way, right?
Yeah.
If you get them to the front, well, that's just stiff, and that puts my shoulder out of socket. That's not natural.
Yeah.
But if I find that midpoint right here between the two, I get my elbow in. What's great is, I can get in here with my trail arm being connected, and I feel like not only do I have control of the path of my stroke, I feel like I have perfect control of the face as well. I plug in right here, okay, and you're gonna see that for me, it's very easy just to use that connection. Everything gets really running online. And like I said, I can feel my right hand really control the putter face. I feel like my elbow, it really is a great drill for everybody, okay? So hop on in there again. If you can putt with one hand, I always say you can putt with two. But connection, once again, grabbing the ground with your feet. Right here, guys. Nothing here. Right here. Grabbing the arms and hands with your core and finding that connecting point with your trail elbow that will stabilize your stroke. So let's watch Chase do this. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. That was buttery right there.
It feels so connected.
This is a great drill to promote connection in putting stroke. And I know Tiger's always said, you know, he could feel like the release of the putter. Now, hold on a second here. If you tell 90% of the golfing world to release the putter, nothing good's going to happen, okay? Nothing good's going to happen. That might be great for somebody who has a little bit of forward shaft lean already and is dragging the face, but the majority of people are doing what?
Flipping them in
yeah.
3-putt central.
So please take those words lightly when you hear the words release the putter head. We don't want those wrist creases changing at all, you guys. If you're watching Chase's wrist right there, it's staying very stable. We don't want to see that wrist release at all. The weight of the putter head releases a little bit, but nothing that you're actually physically tossing by you. See people with their elbows rotated so incorrectly. I want to see those elbows pulled in. It's much like both arms are giving blood here. And then you're rotating your forearm with the elbows pulled in like you're giving blood. You're rotating your hands back over to get sideways pressure, like you're praying right here. Sideways pressure on the grip, okay? And then you can take your grip from there with the lifelines of your hand being more in line with the grip. And that right there is a great, great tip for getting everything online. Controlling the face and controlling the path of your stroke. Dude, that is so good right there. And we mentioned connection in putting. Mm-hmm. Connection in putting is a real thing. And
for me, I'm feeling it right here in the core.
Yep, absolutely.
And so before I'd feel like a lot of the hand moving, but now that the hands are trying to be very soft, where the core is now rotating.
People who talk about, better players who talk about putting with their shoulders. Tiger, the top muscles in his back right here, right? Brad Faxon, myself, I feel like I'm putting more from the core. Mm-hmm. That's what we mean. It's happening more from the bigger muscles. Now, I'm very soft through here. And this is what I wanted to make sure you had down today. Soften up the arms. Make sure that when you get your elbows in, we're going to talk about where we want them, but you know, you're going to see I'm really soft from fingertip all the way to where my elbow joints are. I'm very tight, like I'm going to take a punch right in my core, and I feel like my legs are engaged as well.
Kind of like you're doing like a plank on the ground when you're
100%.
engaging it.
What you just said, I've never used that before, but that is exactly the feeling that I have.
Gotcha.
It feels like I'm literally doing a plank on the ground. And back to what my dad used to do, he'd go, hey, he'd come up, he'd go, could you take this punch right now? And I'd be like, yes, sir. You know, yeah, absolutely. You know, that's the feeling. But I love this drill, you guys. This drill gets you plugging in the right spot, right? Here's the outlet, here's the plug it in, and you get into that right spot right there. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to feel connection in the stroke right here. And, you know, in order to control that stroke, think about it like this. If I have my hand just freely hanging here, Chase, like what's going to happen, dude? It's just all over the place, right? Okay, not like this. Watch, if it's outward like this, look where that's going. If I get it too much like this, look where it's going. But if I get it in the right spot, the giving blood, plug it in, get my hand still in a position where I can rotate it over. People ask, well, what's the extent of where I'm giving blood too much? To the point where you can't get your hand back around in the right grip, okay?
Okay.
So that's a great point. So to me, it's just the elbow points to the middle of my body like that, like I'm just exposing the underneath part of my arm. But watch, I can still easily, without moving this, get my hand back on top right there. Same thing goes for my golf swing. Same thing goes for the putting grip. Now, if I plug this in the right spot, watch guys, wrong spot. Well, yep, like Chase said, I have to tilt too much and I'm trapped. So now my hands are going to become overactive. Okay, if I was in here, well, now it's awkward. My shoulders are going to open up because I got the shoulder out of socket.
You're way left now.
Yeah, but look at this. Now here I am right here where it's perfect, and my shoulders are still hanging square, and that putter is going down the line. Look at that.
Setup's like so big in the whole swing.
Well, Hogan said, here's a funny thing. Hogan said it was, you know, 90% of your swing's done when your setup's done, right? And here's the thing. We're talking about a putting stroke where the stroke's this big. It's the smallest motion of any stroke or swing we're making in golf. Mm-hmm. Your setup plays even more of a role here than it does any part of your game. You know what? You make me feel good because I love how he utilized our YouTube channel, and that's props to you too, Kev, for editing it the right way and getting the points in there correctly.
It was, yeah.
He was able to show up today with it 90% better.
I only implemented it so far into one round. I made 7 birdies in that round, no 3-putts. So, big difference.
Was this yesterday?
This was
yesterday.
yesterday.
He had a big match yesterday that he won, and that was 7 birdies yesterday, and that was the only round he took it into, huh? So it's nice to be here in person with me, but it's nice to know that YouTube can make you better also.
It did, you know, and
Awesome.
this is just kind of re-solidifying everything. So, yeah,
awesome.
that's good.
Well, you're the man, buddy. I appreciate you very much. You're the best.
Yeah.
At Forzak Golf, we take a lot of pride in having developed some of the best and most consistent golf swings on the planet. We do this through simplicity. Our Full Swing Masterclass will take you on a step-by-step, easy-to-understand process on how to get your golf swing better than ever. Join the many before you who've utilized our Full Swing Masterclass to take their games to the next level and beyond.